Well, hello, my friends. Welcome to Enriched Lives, where you're worthy, you're blessed, and you are a creator. That's right. You're worthy, you're blessed, you are a creator. This is Brother Charles with Enriched Lives, and this program is about you. It's not about anybody else but you. Before we get into our discussion today, let me say this to you. If this is the day that you came from the planet, let me say happy birthday to you. That's right. Happy birthday to you. Why? Because you are somebody. God didn't make any junk. You are somebody. You got greatness in you. You have potential. You got a lot of good things going on. Whether you know it or not, God didn't make any junk. There were no mistakes in you, my friend. There's no doubt about that. There were no mistakes in you. With what I would say about 8 million people on the planet today, not two are alike with the same fingerprints. God didn't make any mistakes when He made you. He made somebody. You are unique in all your ways. So again, happy birthday to you if this is the day that you came upon the planet. Now, let me say this about our program. Our program is about you. It's about you becoming a better person because we believe that when you get better, things in your life will get better. We believe that when you become better, your environment gets better, your situations get better, your friends get better, your home life gets better, the place where you work at gets better. Things just get better for you when what? When you get better. Therefore, the work is not on people on the outside, the work is on you. On this program, we like to have very interesting discussions, and of course, we always have something that we believe that can be useful to you, and today is no different. Our topic for discussion today is issues of the heart. That's right, issues of the heart. And the scripture that we're going to use comes out of Proverbs, the fourth chapter, the 23rd and 24th verse, where it says, put a watch over your heart. Keep your heart with all diligence, for out of it are the issues of life. And of course, in the 24th verse says, put away from your froward mouth. Don't speak evil about anybody. Put that far away from you. Put away from your froward mouth. But issues of the heart, very interesting, because let's look at the fact that we don't hear too much talk about heart right now. The heart, that's the core being of who you are, your heart. And what's inside of your heart is going to be revealed in your action. It's going to come forth. So be careful that you watch what you allow to get into your heart, because it's going to be manifest. It's just like a garden. You put seeds in a garden, they're going to grow. And when they grow, they come up as to the seeds that they are. Whether good or bad, they will grow. So the issues of the heart are very interesting, because you and I have the ability to determine as to what we allow to get into our hearts. That's right. We have the ability, we have the power to allow what we allow to get into our hearts. Jesus says over in the 14th chapter of John, let not your heart be troubled. Let implies that you have authority. Let implies that you have the power to let in or let out. So it's very interesting that you can control what's inside of your heart. Very interesting that we understand the fact that our hearts will determine as to what we like. I've heard individuals say, "Oh, I didn't mean that. That was just a little word that slipped out of my mouth. That wasn't. Forgive me. That was just a slip of the tongue. No such thing as a slip of the tongue." Jesus says over in the 12th chapter, I believe it is, of Matthew 12 and 34. He says, "Out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaketh." So what comes out of your mouth is what's inside of your heart. You can't get around that. So I've seen individuals that are very rude and ugly to fellow human beings, and this is because of what is inside of their hearts. That's the whole purpose. Your heart is going to determine what type of person you are. Whether a nice person or an ugly person, a good person or a kind person, or a rude person. All this reveals as to what's in your heart. Have you not been around individuals and you're saying, what's troubling you? Something's wrong with you. Why are you saying, I ain't nothing wrong with me, I'm all right now? No, it shows up in your face. It shows up in the countenance. How you look can tell whenever you're troubled about something. And Jesus makes a very profound statement. He said, let not your heart be troubled. So you can tell whenever a person's troubled, it just shows up. They can't hide it, even though they're trying to hide it, trying to smile, but you know something is troubling them. Why? Because their heart is troubled. It's very interesting that you and I as individuals have the ability to see which way that we're going to go when it comes to trouble. Understand the essence of trouble, my friend. Trouble doesn't last always. Okay, it doesn't last always. And also, how you deal with trouble tells a great deal about what's in your heart. See, you can allow trouble to come in and worry. When you start to worrying about things, when you worry about anything, you go away from peace. You never see an individual that was at peace worrying. These two don't come. These two just don't mix. If you're at peace, you're not worried. If you're worrying, you're not at peace. Very interesting is that you and I, as individuals, have the ability to be at peace. See, you can choose which direction you're going to go each day when you wake up as to whether or not it's going to be a peaceful, loving kind day. Well, somebody just say rude, ugly things to me. Well, you don't have to accept that. You don't have to accept anything that you don't want. See, you have authority. You have power because you were created in the image of God. So you don't have to accept things when people say ugly things about you. That's okay. They can talk about you all they want to. As one individual said, that's not my business what you think about me. My business is what I think about you. So when people start saying all kind of rude and ugly things about you, don't get upset. You don't have to carry that. See, when you allow ugliness to come in, it will be manifested in your action. It will be manifested in your action. If someone says something rude or obnoxious about you, and they said that, and you strike back, you retaliate. See, you allowed that remark to get inside, and when it got inside, it produced a little fruit. One of the things about high blood pressure, they call it a silent killer. You can have high blood pressure, not be aware, and be about to get ready to leave here, about to have a stroke or something, a heart attack or something, and you weren't even aware of it. And it's very interesting that envy and jealousy, these things are silent. You don't hear them making all that kind of noise. But once they get inside your heart, they will be manifested. There is no doubt about this. So when you are envious of anybody, whatever is inside of your heart is going to be manifested. Jealousy, speaking rude, greed, all these things are being manifested inside of your heart. When you have that stuff inside of you, it's going to show up. It's going to show up. One of the things so interesting to me about, especially with the situation in the world today, and I've seen individuals that were in powerful position and how they spread venom and hatred, speaking ugly about other nationalities and spreading doubt and distrust about other people, saying that they're unworthy, that they're bad, they're terrible people, they're thieves and all this about this particular nationality and that nationality. And they talk about the genders and everything else about different people. And these people are just spreading vicious ugliness. Why? Because it's in their heart. Jesus makes a very profound statement. He said, a tree is known by its fruit. I don't care how many Sundays you go to church. I don't care how much you say praise the Lord and everything else. If you got envy inside your heart, it's going to show up. You're going to say something ugly about somebody. You're going to be envious or jealous of someone. Why? Because it's in your heart. That's why the psalmist says, create in me a clean heart, O Lord. See, the issues that are going to flow out of you are going to be those that are inside of your heart. So therefore, it is imperative that you understand what's inside of you. Every now and then, sometimes something kind of slipped by you weren't aware of that. It's called taking a check of yourself. Was I really rude to that person? Was I obnoxious? Well, that's not who I am. Then you better check that out. Let's get that corrected. Sometimes we say things that we're against ourselves, where we're very hard on ourselves when we made some mistakes or done something, and therefore we just take it rude and we become very hard upon ourselves. And here's the escape mechanism, shall we say. Here's that clause that you use, forgive yourself. Forgive yourself, my friend. When you forgive yourself, you can move on. But as long as you're holding on to, oh, I'm not good enough. Oh, as long as you're holding on to guilt, I shouldn't have done that. I shouldn't have done that. There are certain words that you're going to have to drop out of your vocabulary. And shouldn't is one of them. Oh, I shouldn't have done it, meaning what you came up short. You didn't make the requirements. Therefore, you become hard upon yourself. No, you let stuff like that go. Issues of the heart. What's inside of your heart? How do you feel about people? How do you feel about various organizations? See, you're going to have to ask those questions yourself. No one can do that but you. Issues of the heart. How do we see ourselves? Creating me a clean heart. What's in my heart? See, when you see me being kind to one, it's coming out of my heart. Kindness is one of those attributes of love. You see people being kind, it's coming out of the heart. Now, you see, well, Charles, what about those who have alternative methods, shall we say, of being kind to people. They want to use them. They want to be deceptive. That's a different type of kindness. That's not the true kindness. See, that's a phony type of kindness, just to achieve a particular goal or use you until they can use you and then they get through it. We don't care anything about you. No, that's not real kindness. Real kindness is that we say there's no stipulation, doesn't care anything about whether you say thank you or not. We just want to do it because it's in our heart. There are people that have a servant attitude. They have a servant's mentality. They love to serve. And sometimes we get those mixed up with other methods, but these are people that love to do things. But why? Because it's in their heart. Whatever is in your heart is going to be manifested in your actions, my friend. So take a watch. Be careful as to what you allow to get into your heart. Are you worried about anything? Are you worried about the situation today? Be careful. Don't worry about that, my friends. Don't worry. Here's what Jesus said. Let not your heart be troubled. Go within. You understand everything is temporary. It will pass. Okay? Be careful, my friend. Put a watch over your heart, for out of it are the issues of life. Issues, that which outflows from you. Those are the issues. Your kindness or your ugliness, it all comes out of you. Be careful. Watch your heart. Put a guard over your heart. Don't just in and everything in your heart, because it determines as to which direction that you're going to go in. Until next time, my friends. Until next time. This is Brother Charles with Enriched Lives. May love, joy, peace, and happiness forever be with you as you walk up on this good planet that God has given us. And give us a thumbs up on this. Until next time, you be blessed, my friend. And be careful that you don't let anything get in your heart that's going to trouble you. Thank you very much.